Hey guys, Mike Hedlesky here, Panthera Training Systems, Headstrong Training Applications. Got just kind of a cool little video. I'm sure some people have seen this little graphic before, but this is kind of labeling three very different bar paths in the bench press. So just going to kind of go through, see some common, find some similarities to the stronger benches, see if we can point out some stuff for like a novice bencher, like things to think about, and then just kind of wrap it all up with a moral of the story at the end. So just take a look at these. This is bencher number one here. Starting positions right here. So this is the eccentric phase, pressed out. That's where they end up. For number two here, starts right here, eccentric phase, hits the chest, pauses, presses up, stops right there. For this third one here, starts right up here, eccentric phase, presses up, concentric, stops. So obviously we've all been told that the shortest distance between two places is 2 points. It's a straight line. None of these seem to be very straight or uniform or anything. This kind of came to mind to me just because I'm in a bunch of stupid Facebook groups and everything, and somebody posted this thing about this bar tracker app, and then all of a sudden every single person in the universe was just posting up all their bar paths, and everyone was so excited their lines overlapped every single time. Well, that, as you can see with these examples anyway, they're not, none of them are really clear. So I just want everybody watching to kind of take a look at these and try to guess which one you think is the more advanced bench presser. All right, here we go. So we're just going to go through each one of these, just talk about who did them, exactly how much weight was being moved at the time, and just kind of some similarities between the two good ones on here. Obviously there's one shitty one, two good ones. So start with the first one here. This is pretty much the most uniform one out of all of them, actually. It says, relatively close in line. Just imagine, chest is right here. Imagine the lifter's head right around there somewhere. So as you can see, start, eccentric, pause, concentric, stop. But this is just some dude. It's 245 pounds. This is the most novice one on here. It's pretty insane when you think about it, because that really does look like, out of the three, kind of the most uniform one. This one, it's pretty close as well. But this is actually, well, the third one's the only one with the line that overlaps. So I guess that one's pretty good too. But just kind of interesting that the straightest lines on there are from the weakest person on this whole entire in this whole entire study that was done. So number two here, that's Bill Kazmaier doing a 605-pound bench press in 1979, which is just unbelievable still today, but that was, 1979, like disco was still a goddamn thing, and he benched 605 pounds at I think it was a sports science laboratory at Auburn in Alabama, as a matter of fact. But, so start, eccentric, pause, concentric. So obviously, there's no overlapping here. There's basically, it almost looks like a bad starting position and then an excellent finishing position. Obviously it's 605 pounds, so that's pretty good, I guess, for benching. Number three here, it's Mike Bridges setting a world record in 1980 with a 463-pound bench press. So starting position, eccentric, chest, pause, concentric. So out of these three, we see some pretty big similarities between the two really good ones. It's really apparent with Kaz's bench here. Two things that I noticed, just looking at this thing, biomechanics aside, just common sense. Number one, the finishing position is always lower than the starting position. That's the shortest, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but it's also just the shortest distance it takes to get there too. So as you can see, that's not a straight line, but I guarantee you this, press, flared out, and then just locked it right over top of his face. I mean, this is really, if you're looking at this thing, head's probably about right about here. Shoulder joints probably right about there, give or take. Let's draw a line straight down through there, straight as I can make it anyway. So as you can see, this is going from just pretty much right in front of the shoulder down, and then he just jams that thing up as hard as he can. It almost looks like I mean, if we were to set this novice person up on a decline bench, it would probably look about the same as that. So again, just another kind of similarity here. Starting position up here, ending position just a little bit lower. Like it's a little bit that distance on the concentric portion of it is a little bit shorter. So that's one big similarity between these two. That's a very big difference between the novice, you know, the 245-pound some dude. Another similarity is everybody presses, these two anyway, these two advanced benchers press back first. They hit their chest and they're pressing back. So that, you know, that kind of leads me to believe that they're not really concerned about tucking their elbows too much. There's probably a ton of elbow flare on both of these. I remember watching old videos of Kaz bench, and I mean, he did it like a bodybuilder, but he's also one of the most enormous human beings that ever walked the planet. So that, you know, that probably made it a little bit easier to flare out the entire time. And, you know, similar here, the line's not as drastic or anything like that, but, you know, with Mike here, it looks like he might have ended up more kind of that typical, like, classical, where they tell people, you know, you need to start like shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, bar, all locked, you know, in the same position. That looks like kind of where Mike started out here. With Kaz, it looked like this was just by any fucking means necessary getting the bar all the way up. So, yeah, just, you know, you're probably at this point you're asking yourself, like, what is the actual purpose of this video and everything? And it just, I'm you know, looking at these posts from these people putting out these videos of their bar path analyzing app that they downloaded in the Google Play Store or whatever the hell. It's, you know, look at these. Like, what's the difference here? Like, this technology didn't exist back then, and Kaz was just fine with his, you know, best bench press at the time. This is probably still top 10 ever for raw bench pressing, I would assume. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's got to still be up there. It's ridiculous. But I mean, this wasn't done in a competition. It was done in a lab-controlled environment and everything like that. But I mean, shit, it was probably like a Tuesday. You know, he probably just took a day off event training to go hit a 605-pound bench for no reason. So just, you know, just kind of interesting stuff. Really, the biggest thing is, you know, this some dude here. That's everyone who downloads this shit. I mean, I use bar tracking software with some more advanced athletes and stuff, and even then, I mean, it doesn't mean a whole lot. If it's taking you longer to load your app on your phone than it is to load the weights on the bar for the actual lift you're about to track the bar path of, you probably don't need to be using it anyway. So just keep that in mind, and, you know, technique is whatever scores. This is the shittiest looking one up here. And that is the best one because it's the most. So just keep that in mind. You know, don't major in the fucking minors. Just get your shit together a little bit and go hit the weights hard. And don't worry about, you know, your MyFitnessPal bar tracker app or whatever the hell that thing is. So yeah, that's really about it. Again, Mike Hedlesky here. Thanks for watching.